Yup, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation. Well, as you saw, I thought I could make that jump, but turns out I couldn't, and even with some water under my feet, I still ended up dying. What a way to have a first death. What's up guys, welcome back to Spooncraft Season 6, Episode 2. Thank you all very much for all the love on my last video. I didn't expect it to get so many views so quickly, as well as so many comments, and I've heard such good feedback from the rest of the Spooncraft community, so thank you very much for that. It means a whole lot. And if you're wondering, yes, that comedy skit at the start was a true story, which is why if you now push tab and zoom into my name, you'll see a lovely yellow 1. And if you're wondering why last episode I was so careful to not die, it's because there was a server-wide competition to last as long as you can without dying. And I died in possibly the most stupid way, as you saw. But anyway, that's by the by. I died, oh well, we'll move on. Now, in between episodes, I have done just a very tiny amount of progress. And that progress is literally adding in the rail system to get out villagers that I was talking about last time. All the potatoes are in there now, so they have a fully complete farm. And as you can see, it's working perfectly. Look at all these lovely little villagers waiting to be trapped in their forever 2x1 hole. This episode, I'm just going to... What's this? This siren really wants to be in a flat cones video. Will you make this poor sign stare? Yeah, sure, go on then. It's famous. In this episode, my main goal is to build an iron farm. Off camera, I have also been gathering the materials to do so because I've designed it in a creative world that's going to be nice and quick to just bring it over. But I still have to deal with all the fun and games of actually setting up an iron farm, which if you've ever done, you know it's fun transporting both villagers and zombies. So that's what today is going to be dedicated to. Right then, after a lovely little visit to the starter town, I have one of every tree. I've got birch growing right here. I've got a big pile of oak, spruce, dark oak, mangrove, jungle, pale oak, and then bamboo along the seafront. So I now have a sustainable growth of every single tree type. So we'll farm up the ones that we need, the dark oak and the spruce, and start to get all the materials needed for our iron farm. That was close. Forget that's there. And here we are, just mining our lovely dark oak trees in order to get the dark oak wood that we need. I think I only needed to do around 3 or 4 trees in order to get the amount that I needed, so not too bad. I did break a few iron hose while mining the leaves, but that's part of the system. Onto the pale oak now, and much the same, just 3 or 4 trees needed, not too many. I was mainly just going until I had a renewable amount of saplings, but other than that, it was a nice and quick mining session. Okay, after that lovely little montage that you just saw, I have quite a bit of pale oak and a little bit of dark oak. I think that'll be enough. If not, we can always just get more. But let's turn that specifically into the type of wood that we need. And while stripping all of my dark oak inside, I had a random visitor show up at my door. Sanctuary. Now, what the hell are you doing here? Do you like my deforestation project?
Yes.
Decided randomly to strip all of my wood inside the house. Don't know why, but I have.
Oh, this would make a really nice time lapse. Wow. I've been staring at you for like so long.
I've been stripping my wood. I've been busy. I didn't know you were just standing there waiting menacingly.
Can I see your chest?
Sure. They're very disorganized.
I don't have the perms.
Oh yeah, I forgot I claimed it. Now, there we go.
Oh, yay. Wow.
This is materials for the project. That's why it's the only one that's not
Wow.
organized. And then these two are just everything. At some point I'll probably make the upstairs an actual storage bit. I don't know. I want to effectively get rid of this as soon as possible because this is just a placeholder to keep me safe and keep my items safe for now.
Wow.
Until I get almost tough.
Here you can have 1 diamond.
Whoa.
Take
one
note of my
diamond.
generosity. Yes.
I'll just put it with my other 20 diamonds because I'm so rich.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Whoops.
Did you just set fire to my house? Did you?
Oops.
Did you just set fire to my house?
No.
How do I remove you from the thing? Flash?
No.
Menu.
Oh, no.
Yeah, this is what you get. Co-owner.
I'm gonna steal my
Remove.
diamond back. Ha.
My diamond! I slammed my door in your face.
Okay.
Get out of here. Right, and after that lovely visit from Sanctuary, I believe we have effectively everything that we are needing for this project. We might be missing a few things. That's fine. We can get them when we need them. It is now time to go into a creative testing world and mess around with where we want it placed. Okay, so here we are. I've copy and pasted the entire island into my super flat creative world, and I'm going to just start to place some wall outlines just like this, just to kind of get a feel for how big this is going to be. Also, while I was creating, I just used a mod called Lightmatica in order to copy and paste this island from the Spooncraft world to my creative world. Yeah, this island is so big. This entire square was 470 blocks by like 350. It's a big area. I don't think I realized quite how big the area is. I've put one thing here, this blue rectangle. That's the size of my portal. That's how big the portal's going to be. I'm just going to place a few more squares effectively. And over behind me, which I'm being careful to not show, I've copy and pasted my like plans for this season. And I'm just going to kind of do what I did here, where I just took the outline of the build so I know the rough footprint of the build. I'm going to just copy and paste things in, maybe use some different colours to properly show what everything is. But hopefully that'll give us a rough idea on where we want everything to be in our dwarven town. So I'll get back to you after that. And just like that, after a little bit of poking around and moving and estimations, I have a rough idea now of the kind of layout that the island's going to have. As you can see, I've filled out most of the island. I've got the little tail down the bottom there, which I think I'm just going to like chop off the island effectively. Like, I am going to terraform the island at some point a little bit just to make it the right shape that will fit the theme effectively. But I've put down different coloured walls just to kind of remind me what everything is. I'll give them a little run through. The blues is going to be the gates into the town. The blacks are going to be big statues of dwarves. The pinks are going to be mine entrances. The reds are going to be houses. As you can see, I've got a very small house, a medium-sized house, and a bit of a bigger house. And that will have things like villager trading halls, or my storage room, my house. Also just like dwarven houses that maybe have no use. Like, I'll probably have my super smelter in one of them. I'm going to try and effectively have each house have some kind of purpose. It might be hard for the smaller ones, but especially the big ones, I'm hoping / planning to get something in there, even if it's not the most efficient. I don't really mind. I don't want to just be stuck in one house. And finally, right in the middle is that orange square there, which is the iron farm, which is the main task of today. So now I know roughly where it is. It's on the little mound there in the centre of the island, right bang in the middle, which makes sense because the iron farm that I've built is a clock tower, and I think that would be quite central in the town, so it makes sense for it to be pretty much in the centre of the island. Now that I've done this, I'm quite glad with the island size that I've got. When I first copied it in, I was like, oh boy, this island's actually massive, but after pasting in a few of these boxes, I actually realised it's quite nicely sized for what I'm hoping to achieve this season. So with that being said, I think it is now time to go back into the survival world and to get building. Right, so here we are, back in the Spooncraft survival server. I found the little mound that we marked out, and I've built a nice little cobble barrier just to remind myself that this is roughly the size. And once again, I will be using light matica to place it in. But first, I do believe we have to get in the actual gubbins, the inside parts of the farm first. And then we'll do the nice decorative element on the outside. So let's get started with that. And here I am, building the inside gubbins of the farm. As you can see, I have to keep using water in order to get back up and down, just so I don't have to keep continuously pillaring with dirt. But all in all, this is quite a simple construction. Now into the nighttime section, because I had to go get some more materials, just building a glass layer around the outside so the villagers can't run away. Now to get the villagers into their holding cell. And off you go, mate. Just one. Yeah, quickly followed by the second. Oh yes, look at them go. Right, they all seem to be making it up the hill. Oh yes, look at this. Right, let's turn on hit boxes. There you are. There's one. Right, I'm going to get in with you. Hello, guys. Right, let me just... Oh no, because you'll walk out, won't you? Hi, guys. Perfect. You wonderful human beings. Villagers have been successfully moved. I will leave the stairs because I imagine I'm going to have to use it for the zombie as well, which is going to be a little bit easier because you don't have to use minecarts. You can just wait for night time and then you'll be chased. All in all, that went quite smoothly actually. I know sometimes moving villagers can be a little bit of a pain, so that went much smoother than I thought it would. I'll be back once I start to move in the dreaded zombie. And after what was 2 deaths and a lot of effort, I finally have my lovely zombie in the hole. And I know that this farm's already working because, well, somewhere down there is an iron golem, because it just spawned up here. Where did he go? I don't know where he went, but he did survive the fall. I pushed him off with some water. There he is. See? The farm is working. So we have a very basic and primitive farm set up. We can now remove our dirt staircase. Because of that iron golem there, I don't think we should have any more spawning for a bit, so I'm just going to leave it on now. If not, then we'll just have some iron golems in the way for a bit. That's fine. And I actually do need some iron. So. Where's the zombie? Oh, don't tell me the blimmin'... Oh, did you reach him? Okay, so seeing as my last zombie accidentally died, I'm on a mission to find another one now. The sun is setting. I have no sleep active again, which means that even though there's all these people online, no one's going to sleep away the day. Or sleep away the night, should I say. Let's see if this night is less eventful than the last one. My axe is nearly broken. I've only just noticed that now. That's fine. I can use my pickaxe if it comes to it. Ah, there's one. Right by the staircase. Perfect. Come along, sir. This way, please. Come along now. Come along, zombie friend. Bye. Okay. We risk our lives. There we go. The perfect name. Fart cones. You farty farty pants. And let's do an epic MLG. Perfect. And with that final zombie now in place, I will now get on to building the actual start to the shell of the farm. I'll later do the killing chamber, but I figured I'll do the bottom layer first, cover up this floating villager's hall right now, destroy my dirt staircase for the second time after the other zombie decided to die. I'll just destroy this lovely dirt staircase and I'll build the first layer of the iron farm, which you'll see now. As you can see, I'm just making a nice bit of a hole for the start of the redstone, which is going to be the item filter, which will automatically craft the iron into iron blocks for me. And now I'm just starting to work on the walls, just working my way a layer up at a time. Like I said, I am using Mathematica, which is how I'm able to just print this build out layer by layer, nice and easily. Now we're going on to the second half of the build, just covering up where the villager holding cell actually is. You can't see it too well from this flashback, but it does the job. As you can see, just continuing with the layer by layer approach. Now that I've built the iron golem killing cell, I am now just moving on to the actual clock tower face, because this iron farm is indeed based after a clock tower, which is why it is in the centre of the island. Just using some nice warped wood for accent colours, as a lot of the colours this season are going to be blue, which is why I also need ice and terracotta, which I'll be getting in a second. There it is. Wow. And I'll be putting those in just after this is finished. And after finding those few last materials for my soul lantern and then the ice and blue terracotta, the iron farm is fully complete. I did have to change the design partway through because I realised that the stairs around this rim here could still spawn iron golems. I for some reason thought that stairs wouldn't spawn on, but it turns out it is just bottom slabs, so I've just changed it out for bottom slabs. Doesn't change the design too much. It's not too much of a difference, so I was fine to change that. But yeah, originally, in my original design, these bottom and top fence posts are prismarine walls, but because we're still so early in the season, prismarine isn't exactly an easy material to have, so I'm just going to have it be the warped fence posts for now. But yeah, there's a nice little inside. I've tried to make it look as nice as possible so you're not just seeing all of these bare hoppers. I still need to set up the item filter over here, and then that'll auto-craft it into blocks once it's all set up. I'll do that after I cut away from this segment, but yeah, just got a nice few lanterns up in the corner, keeping it bright. And then over here, I've just got a double hopper system for composting the roses or poppies. So I just put them up in the chest, and then they get decomposted away, made into bone meal for me. So it's just a nice, very slow bone meal farm, but better than nothing, I guess. Help me out at the start of the season for small amounts of bone meal. Throughout this episode, I made just a few mistakes, and my death count is now much higher than when I started. So enjoy this lovely death montage of all the ones that I caught on camera.
Okay.
That was a little bit silly, wasn't it? On to the outro. And with that iron farm coming to a nice close, we have done everything that we planned to do in this episode. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for watching, and thank you all for the love and support on my last video. I didn't expect it to get as big as it did so quickly, so thank you all for the kind words that I've saw down in the comments. We've had a nice iron farm built, and we've laid out a very rough plan of the island in a creative world, so we know the rough layout of the town now. And I can't wait to keep on going and slowly crack away at the town throughout the next episodes. I can't wait to slowly produce more and more videos and get this town slowly built up. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you do all the normal YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, comment down below. I will reply to it. Bye guys!